let's flip a coin. Head Carolina, tails California, somewhere greener, somewhere warmer.
Okay, this is Andy Graham of the Ask Andy Show. I'm in Kosovo today. I may be in another country by the time I put this up. Hi Andy, I love your YouTube videos and appreciate your humor. Question, I am thinking of traveling South America for the first time ever, and I will be alone. Female, 44, and fit. I am looking to stay a total of 3 to 6 months. Leave date around January 2015. Priorities are safe, fun, photos, friendly places. I would prefer private baths for most of the time, but willing to try most anything once. Laugh out loud. Like maybe Machu Picchu. Her name's Star. Not sure exactly the question, but getting a private room in Central and South America for under $15 is incredibly easy. You don't usually have a shared bath, but I mean a shared bath would get you down to around $7 or something in most of those countries. If you're doing South America, especially South America is cheaper than Central America. In a way, it seems like the closer you are to the United States, the more expensive it is. You should have absolutely no trouble. 3 to 6 months is quite a long time to stay in one country. So you're saying Machu Picchu, so probably, I don't know where you're at, but they got a lot of, I think they got Spirit Air flights going to, you can do it 2 different ways. You got to have an entrance strategy and an exit strategy, and really doing round trips from the one location is pretty long time for one location. Generally, most people spend about 10 days in each location, so you can divide 3 months up into 10 days or 6 months up into 10 days. I actually will stay a month or 2 times, and that's highly unusual. The average person's probably spending more like 2 or 3 days. But you should stay 2 or 3 days or 10 days. There's absolutely no reason you can't do that. There's just a well-worn path of people going down through there. But again, you're going to have to study. The best way to do is always wait until you know which hotel you're moving to next. And you're going to have, if you do 6 months, obviously most of the countries you're going to go into are only going to give you a 3 months visa. So if you're American, you really, when you get under 10 is when you start sharing toilets. Okay, under 5 is really thin. But if you're really clever, you can get a room for, there's a lot of places where you don't have to share a shower. Although sharing a shower isn't as bad as you think, because you got this smelly, noisy, wet thing outside your room, and it's really kind of nice. I mean, it is nice to have it so you could just walk straight through there and I guess sit on the toilet for half an hour if you want to, but generally it's not as big a deal as you think. And if you're in a hotel where you're with people that you really don't like, that would probably make you move anyway. So a lot of people are hoovering over toilets, so I don't know. If you're really going to do that, you might take some Clorox wipes along with you and wipe things down. Hoovering is, I didn't realize how many people hoovered over toilets. Everybody in India loves the squat toilets where they don't touch anything because they don't have to touch anything. And as far as I know, you can't get anything from sitting on a toilet seat. Okay, it shouldn't be a difficult problem. I would probably fly into either Venezuela or Bogota and go all the way down to Lima, Peru, and go around Peru and fly back. Unless you have some wild, crazy hair to get to Argentina, which Argentina's on the other side of the continent. So in Brazil's very difficult place to get to from normal way is to go down to Punta Arenas, Chile, come back up around the other way, which is a 33-hour bus trip from Chile down to the thing. So you kind of got to make up your mind which areas. Central America, they usually start Mexico and go all the way to Panama, which would be an easy route for 6 months. Another route is Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Chile, then come back to Lima, Peru, probably, and fly back. It's not really. It's just a walk in the park. You can plan on about $10 to $15 a day for rooms. You can always spend more. You're welcome to do that, but you can easily live on that. And eating food is simple. If you drink, you can normally double that price. I mean, say you got $20 a day budget, you can double that to almost 30 or 40. So, I mean, the drinking normally doubles the budget, but easy place. But starting in Machu Picchu is probably not the way to do it. I mean, that's like going for you're thinking about the tourist attraction, you're not thinking about the ingress, egress, the entrance and then leaving, the exit. If you buy a round-trip ticket, obviously you could do a round-trip ticket, which wouldn't be bad if you went into Lima, Peru, went down to Bolivia, maybe even stop over to Chile, come back across the top of, you see, you could come back from Bolivia across to Arequipa, come down to Lima, work your way up the coast, stop at a couple beaches, goes to Mancara, go up into Ecuador, and then just take an overnight bus back again to Lima. I mean, it's going to be really hard to get up to Colombia. It's going to be a lot of backtracking, which is kind of against the backpacker creed. We don't like to take the same path back the same way. So, but if you studied it, there are ways to go around it. Not a lot, though. I mean, there's kind of a thing. But no doubt, Peru is one of the better places on the planet to go to. It's got ocean, it's got mountains, it's got Machu Picchu, it's got desert, it's got a little bit of everything. It's got the Amazon River. So to me, it's one of the best tourist places on the planet. And if you did the Mexico thing, you could fly into Cancun, go over to Belize, come over to Guatemala, go down to Honduras, go snorkeling and scuba diving in Honduras, and pop into all the Nicaragua. Nicaragua right now is popular. Get all the way to Panama, fly back from Panama straight to wherever you're from. But there's a lot of cheap flights, and you can really wrap it around trying to go to either Panama, Mexico City, Cancun, Quito, Ecuador, Bogota, Lima. And if you want to do a separate trip, you could do the Brazil-Argentina thing. That's kind of a separate trip. That's not really easy to incorporate into one of these other trips unless you really want to spend some money getting across the continent. Okay, it's highly feasible, no problem. 44, you're young enough, you should be able to do about anything.